How Qatar became one of the richest countries in the world. Imagine a tiny country in the Arabian Gulf with a population of only a few million people, almost no farmland, and a landscape dominated by desert. Yet this small nation has one of the highest GDPs per person in the world. So, how did Qatar transform from a relatively poor pearl diving economy into one of the richest countries on Earth? The answer begins beneath the sea. 1. Before oil and gas. Before Qatar became wealthy, life was very different. For centuries, the country's economy depended mainly on fishing, pearl diving, trading, and small-scale agriculture. Pearls were one of Qatar's most important exports, but the industry was extremely difficult and vulnerable to competition. Real game changer was something much bigger: natural gas. 2. The world's giant natural gas field. Off Qatar's northeastern coast lies the North Field, an enormous natural gas reserve. It is part of the world's largest known natural gas field, shared with Iran, where it is known as South Pars. For Qatar, this discovery was transformative, but there was one major problem. Natural gas is difficult to transport over long distances. Unlike oil, you can't simply put it into a tanker in its natural form and ship it around the world. And that's when Qatar's wealth began growing at an extraordinary speed. 3. Qatar becomes an LNG superpower. Qatar became one of the world's leading LNG exporters. Long-term energy contracts brought enormous and relatively predictable revenues into the country. Instead of simply spending all that money, Qatar began investing its wealth. This is where another major piece of the story begins. The fund has invested in companies, real estate, financial institutions, infrastructure, and major assets across different countries. 4. Building a global business hub. Qatar didn't want to be known only for natural gas. It wanted to become a global center for business, finance, tourism, transportation, and sports. The country also attracted international companies and organizations by investing heavily in modern infrastructure and creating a business-friendly environment. In other words, Qatar used its energy wealth to build an economy that could operate on a global scale. 5. Sports, tourism, and global influence. Qatar also realized that global influence isn't created only through money. It can be built through visibility. The country invested heavily in international sports and hosted major events, most famously the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Billions of dollars were spent developing stadiums, transportation networks, hotels, airports, and other infrastructure. The event introduced Qatar to millions of people around the world and helped strengthen its position as a destination for tourism, business, and international events. Conclusion: Qatar's real success came from recognizing the value of its natural resources, building a massive LNG industry, investing its revenues globally, and using that wealth to create infrastructure and international influence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Which country's rise should we explore next?